that was a long, long stretch of drunk and sick. I weighed 126 pounds when I put down that drink back in 2003 there. Anxiety attacks, panic attacks, high blood pressure, unemployable, worthless piece of shit. I was too much of a pussy to live, yet I was too much of a pussy to die. Many bouts with sobriety before, none of it really took. I did do 18 months one time, and then one time I was like 8 days shy of a year and ended up drinking again. So my last drunk, nothing spectacular really happened, just sick and pathetic. And I guess it was the 7th of June 2003. I had some people over. Hold on a minute. God damn it. Just sit right there. Fucking stick. Right. Anyways, you think he would have gotten over a little bit, you know? I had some people over that day on the 7th. I don't know how many days, but indicated pretty much where I would just be couch ridden. I couldn't really leave the house. I got these panic attacks, these anxiety, whatever they were. They're hideous. Going to a store even to get my alcohol and my cigarettes, which I smoked back then. Big panic, a huge panic when I got into the store. I felt like my heart was going to blow right up. I felt like I was going to drop right there. The pressure on my head and everything. It was just intense. It was an intense thing, and I thought at that time that alcohol was the only thing keeping me going. Thank God for the guy that invented alcohol, I used to think and say. And on a little side note there, since I put down the drink, immediately those things stopped. Immediately. There comes another. This guy's got a brain at least. Anyway, so that particular day we were drinking and nothing happened. No fights, no broken glasses, no black eyes, broken ribs, none of the usual shit. The woman that I was with at that particular time, actually we were married because of alcoholism. It's a long story. We ended up getting married for some reason and went to a justice of the peace, and even she said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" You know, and she could tell I was drunk, and so was the girl. But anyway, this girl was passed out per usual, sick, drinking her wine, lying about it, all that. She was passed out for the whole night, you know. Me and a buddy of mine, Billy, and his girlfriend were there. We were watching a movie on cable, I guess, Jeepers Creepers, and Jeepers Creepers 2, I believe. And I don't know why they were on. It was June, but anyways, we, you know, no laughter, no nothing, no big drinking, no rock and roll on the stereo, full blast. Neighbors didn't come complain, no cops, no nothing. I just sat there in the corner in a little stuffed chair thing, and they sat on the couch, and hours went by, hours. Anyways, what happened is morning time came, and we were still there. Billy come up with the idea that the Walmart, which is not too far from that particular place at the time that I lived, was going to open, and they sold alcohol. Did I want to go with them, walk down there and get a bunch more alcohol and bring it back to my place and continue on with the show? And for some reason something clicked, and I said, no, I'm going to stay here. And he asked me, do you think it'd be alright if we came back here and drank it? I said yes, it's fine, but I knew, no thank you very much, I'm done. I don't know what happened, I don't know what clicked, I don't know what intervened, I don't know anything about it. All I know is when they left, I looked out the peephole, I guess, and I saw them go down the hallway and out the other door and shut it, and I felt like I was free. Nothing to do with them, nothing to do with them at all. It was, I just locked that door and I deadbolted it, and somehow at that particular time I remember laying down, I couldn't get drunk anymore, and I couldn't do anything really. So it was a case of just trying to sleep, sweat. Drinking thimblefuls of water over the next 2 or 3 days. I remember drinking a little bit of water, and I would get the dry heaves. You know, like I said, I weighed 126 pounds these days back then, and I was pathetic, shaky, pathetic, zero self-esteem, zero anything. Couldn't be a friend, couldn't be a good dad, couldn't be, you know. I love my kids. I have 3 boys. Love them right to death. I doubt very seriously I was very productive with them, you know. I didn't live with them. We're divorced, which is another story in itself. But anyways, yeah, so anyway, I got myself to Alcoholics Anonymous, which I've been in before. And it was a Tuesday, I believe. And I went there, and having been there for quite a lot of meetings in the past, I felt like I was home when I finally got in there, but I was still very sick, you know. And still shaking, I had the DTs. Wallpaper was breathing. I could see like the wallpaper was like breathing. I was hearing mumbling voices, like whispers and mumbles. I thought it was very real. It was just my head and the brain, and delirium tremens, which is DTs. I got to that meeting and I shook. They ended up giving me like a half a cup of coffee, because if I had a full cup, it would have gone all over the place. You know, I remember biting my lip and my tongue. I shook so much that I actually drew blood, biting myself, you know. It was pathetic. It was very, very sad, very sick person. And I said earlier that I was too afraid to live and too afraid to die, you know, and I was too afraid to end it. But I always felt like I was bad and evil. I used to always say that I'm a monster. You know, I'm a monster. I'm always sick, and I'm always fighting that sickness, and I'm always running from that sickness, and like chasing something. My original buzz, I don't know, chasing the ultimate rock and roll spirit. I don't know what it was, but when I first started out drinking, like most of us, I had fun. You know, I played drums at an early age, and I started drinking 15-ish or so, and drinking drove right from the start. I did get a DWI. I should have gotten 100 of them. But yeah, anyway, I played drums in some bands, and I thought that was it. It's all I want to do is stay drunk, and stay around them type of people. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Mostly alcohol and rock and roll. Anyway, so I went to the meetings, and I got my head out of my ass a little bit. Things started getting better real quick. You know, I remember going for a ride. I didn't have a license when I got sober. I did not have a license. I had a little bicycle. I'm a Class A driver. I drove tractor trailer for a long time, and anyway, I lost all that with the DWI. So I was riding a bicycle, and I had constructed, or my dad did. I guess I did. A way to contain, to carry 2 AT packs of naughty ice alcohol in there, you know, and all that. That was my life, riding my bicycle to the store if I could. And towards the end of my drinking, I was so sick all the time, I don't even remember having the bike anymore. I just, so sick, you know, I just walked if I could, and mostly just stayed up. But, yeah, anyway, so, you know, I was unable to drive, I was unable to do anything, and so I got a few days under my belt there with some sobriety and some good people. I met some really good people real quick. 9 months into it, things were getting better. I met a girl, I left that other girl, and that's another story in itself also. But I can say that at 9 months sober, I found my dad dead on the kitchen floor, and I didn't have to drink over that. I made phone calls and this and that, and people in the program immediately were by my side with me. Some of them right there in the kitchen block where he laid, waiting for the medical examiner to do his thing or her thing. And then continued to get a little better and a little better. And my mom ended up telling me that they found a black spot on her lungs. She didn't think it was anything. mom's side through our divorce, or whatever his reasoning is. I'm not 100% sure still to this day. But yeah, between the two parents dying and then him leaving me shortly after my sobriety date, and then I met a girl and we got divorced. She tried taking the house, and I didn't find any reason at all in this world to drink. No excuses, no reasons. I had a higher power, I had a sponsor, all that stuff, AA stuff on now. For me personally, and I'm talking for me personally only, Alcoholics Anonymous interrupted my death. Alcoholics Anonymous saved my life. I don't think I could have done it without the support group from Alcoholics Anonymous in my area. The people that I met and hung around with and that kind of carried me for a while saved my life. The most perfect possible outcome of people and events happened there, around there, because of there. And I got saved, you know, whatever. I did 90 and 90, and then some, probably 180, if not more than 180 in 90. Meaning I went to at least one meeting a day for 3 months, but I went to, I did service work for years, 10 years probably, maybe more than that. I went faithfully, and I sponsored other people and things like that. But I heard someone once say that Alcoholics Anonymous doesn't have the monopoly on sobriety, and I would never argue with or without, against that. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is, personally, after being sober for, 12, 13 years, I just kind of stopped going to meetings. I still work a program, and I stay very spiritually oriented lifestyle nowadays. Remarried, very, very active with my 2 children that do talk to me. One of my sons has 2 sons, my 2 grandsons, who I love to death. And just back to my license, I'm back driving a truck again. It's all a gift of sobriety, all of it, every bit of it. It's all a gift of sobriety. So, I'll end it here. I guess I kind of rambled, but I guess I needed to say something, and maybe this modern day outlet with YouTube and everything, I figured maybe if I said some stuff, hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully this will help at least one person. Believe me, if I can stay sober for 1 day, you can stay sober for 1 day. That's all I had to do. For years and years and years, I could not stay sober any more than 3 days. Sometimes I'd stay sober 1 day because I was so sick. Once in a great while, 2 days because I was sick and just stayed on the couch really sick. Alcohol kicked my ass. And I could never go 3 days. In my drinking history, not many times while I was actively drinking, but I managed to put together 3 days, and same with cigarettes and all that stuff. I just get through a 24-hour period and then do it again, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, most of that stuff. But I don't know. Any comments or questions or anything, leave them down below in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. And, you can subscribe to my channel if you'd like, but I don't have anything else like this on there. Mostly it's just ATV stuff, side-by-side, snowmobiles and trucks and race cars and drones and things like that. But I'm all over the place. But I'm sober, and I've been told many a time that if I get through a day without picking up a drink, because I'm an alcoholic, and what do alcoholics do? We drink. So it's a successful day if I make it through and go to bed without drinking, without hurting somebody, intentionally or even unintentionally. Just try to do the next right thing in my life, 1 foot in front of the other, dress up, show up, suit up, all that stuff. Just realize there's nothing out there, nothing, not death, not destruction, nothing out there. For me personally, the chances are for you, if you're alcoholic too, a drink's not going to fix anything. A drink is only going to increase the bullshit. So, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And that's about it. See ya. So I was thinking I'm going to try to edit this in, but if not, it'll be a part 2. Some things that I just forgot to add in, left out. just real quick, like I was in a whole slew of very sick relationships. I was either going to save them or they were going to save me or whatever. And a lot of sick relationships. A lot of them I remain friends with, a couple of them to this day, but a lot of sick relationships nonetheless. Also, the guy, Billy, that I had spoke about drinking with him, the last person that I drank with him and his girlfriend, no idea what happened to her. And I also have no idea what happened to the woman that I was married to. We got divorced soon after I got sober. When my dad died, I had a lawyer for his estate, and while I was there, I said, "You think you could get me out of this divorce?" It was only a 5-month marriage, so they dissolved it, I guess they called it, meaning I don't really claim it. I don't think. But anyway, guy Billy's dead. He died. This disease took him, and many other people. So many people that I used to sit and drink with, hang out with, go places with, drink, party, are no longer on this earth. They're no longer here. So that's some miracle I managed to make it through, And I had a friend the other day, Gary, his name is. He stopped by, I guess. I weren't home. He stopped by on his Harley, and I went there, but he messaged me the next day and said he stopped by with his bike to shake my hand because he wanted to thank me for being like a power example, I guess, because he's been sober well over a year now, and that blew my mind that anybody would pay attention like that. So I said to him, I'm glad that I didn't die out there, because my living, staying alive, kind of getting my shit together, getting my life back in order again, new life, everything's going pretty well right now. I said I'm glad that I didn't die and I could be there for him. But anyway, I just wanted to add that stuff. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that I forgot, but the sick relationship thing was awful. My first marriage, that lasted quite a while of unhappy craziness. It was a hideous explosion of just a lot of bullshit with her cheating, and her cheating and cheating and cheating, and I had drink, and she'd blame the cheating on my drinking, and I'd blame the drinking a lot on her cheating, and it is a freaking nightmare. But so anyway, thank God those days are over.